Yeah. No.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Right. Music on here. What's going on, y'all? What's today? Sunday, right? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's enjoying their holiday weekend. Weather is nice and hot outside. Hey, hey, Jerry. What's up, Suburbia? What's going on? What's going on? I miss y'all. I used to talk to y'all, see y'all for a couple days. Right. Y'all. What is going on? Okay. Let me bring one of my homegirls up here and see what she got going on, see what she talking about. What's up, my girl Candy Love?
Hey, Inga. Is my mic okay? Is it
It's good.
loud? It's good?
It's
Okay.
good. Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
I got a
Okay.
new mic, so I'm trying to get used to it. And, I don't want to be screaming in nobody's ear. But hey, y'all. Hey, Suburbia.
Yeah.
Soggy. Charles.
Oh, wait a minute.
Glittery.
No hands up now. I have to go watch y'all three.
No, Suburbia. You stay right here and watch. I'll watch us, and then you go back and watch them people. You watching us right now. You can catch them later. Hey, Derry.
Hey, Dairy. All right. Miss Kira, hello. Happy Sunday.
Hey, Miss Kira.
I don't know if she's there. All right. Miss Kira.
Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. Do somebody got something on in the
Happy
background?
Sunday. I just gotta get myself together. 1 second and I'll be on camera.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
You
I
hear me?
heard did somebody got another YouTube or something in the background? Something like
Hold
that.
on. I can hear you. Can hear me.
I
I
think
can
I
hear you.
turned my let me make sure I got turn my phone and all
Now
that.
Yeah,
I
I
can
always
hear
turn my volume
you.
down.
Hang on a
Because I'll
second.
be watching, trying to get it extra
Yeah, I turned
time on
mine.
there.
Yeah, I know that's right. I need all them watch hours.
Okay.
Yeah, because I be looking, I'm like, oh, I'll be forever getting some watch hours. Good Lord. Hang on, y'all. Wait a minute.
You got to make it do what it do. Get it how you get it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's
Right.
going on here? Wait a
Hi,
minute.
Kira.
Hey.
I'm having
Ooh, my
issues.
face is hot and sweaty. Hold on. Let me clean my
Yeah,
face
it's
off.
hot
1
today,
second.
y'all. But I like the heat. The heat don't bother me. The heat don't bother me. Let me see. Hang on a second. As a, Tamika.
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right. So I got to turn the volume down on the phone so it won't be disturbed. Okay. Hey, Tori, Sterling, Sonia's mom. That you got a long name there, girl. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'll
gotta
be
do
telling
something
her,
like
please change your name. I'm going
yeah,
to change it when I go over there later on today.
yeah, you need abbreviation or something, It's too long. But we know who you are. We love you. Okay, y'all.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
I've
All
been
right, all
resting
right, all
today.
right.
I'm I've been resting today. It's much needed rest. Well, I'm telling you, I didn't realize I needed that rest. I said,
That's how it be sometimes. Your body will definitely let you
I
know.
felt like my body had just shut down. I really needed the rest. I didn't do much. I didn't do nothing today.
Okay. That's
Me
how I
either.
was yesterday. Today I've been busy. Busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was up super late last night, so I think that's probably what it is too. So
Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
were. Because
yeah,
I think you texted me at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this morning. I was like, what Angel
yeah,
doing up this time of morning?
I'm a night out anyway, but I didn't get home till late, so I missed the trivia. I got to go back and do the rewatch because I didn't get home in time for that. Tamika, I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Ah." But anyway, sometimes you can't make them all. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'm telling you, this documentary, y'all, it's called The Pillowcase Murders.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who hadn't seen it on not Peacock, Paramount Plus, and
Yes.
I hadn't personally heard about it
Mm-hmm.
until Tamika and I was talking one day, and we saw it, and I said, "Oh," Tamika told me about it, and I said, "Oh man, I gotta check this out." Then when I did my, I always go down my damn rabbit hole and
Mm-hmm.
Googles, and I read this story before I even watched the documentary. I started Googling the story, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is absolutely crazy. And then as I started watching this, y'all, I took
Mm-hmm.
this very personal. I took
Yeah.
this very personal because I have an 80-year-old mother. She's 82 and
Mm-hmm.
she lives by herself. So I'll get into all my stuff about that. But that I'm just saying that I was so pissed off, you know. I was so pissed off that I really wanted. Luckily, this person is not even around no more because I wanted to show up to the jail and punch him in his nose, just
Mm-hmm.
for the stuff that he did to these people, And
Yeah.
it just
Mm-hmm.
so without I mean, we're gonna go into the thing, but what y'all think about just overall the whole thing? Because that sure pissed me off anyway.
Yeah, this was a doozy. I mean, I had came across it when I was looking for the things, to what you should be watching that I'll be putting up. And I was like, well, wait a minute now. What the heck is going on here? I felt like it was familiar, but I didn't know everything. But then when
Right.
I did the same thing. I was Googling before I even, watched it. But just hearing about that, I was like, now, what the hell going on here? Like, this is definitely crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely. What you think, Miss
Yeah.
Kara?
I agree. And his reasoning behind it, I was like, wait, what? And you just so
He ain't had
carelessly
no
just
reason. He was still
money. But
denying the stuff all the way until the
wow, that
end.
Right.
yeah.
He never admitted that he did anything.
I was
And
He
it
so
was
make
dumbfounded. I was
cold.
like,
and it make it so bad. Because when I was first seeing this, I didn't
Hmm.
know who the person was. You see the trailer. Okay.
Yeah.
right.
And I was like, when Tamika showed me, I saw the trailer. And then I said, that was before I did the rabbit hole. And then I see who it was.
Hmm.
But at first I just saw the trailer. I didn't see the person's face.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, this probably one of these these as Shayna would say, clear people.
Hmm.
People not like this, but
I
like
had
this.
hoped.
I thought it was
I
one of
had hoped.
them.
But
And I
no.
said, look, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, one of those other serial
Yeah.
killer kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
John Wayne Gacy. It's a whole bunch of them famous serial
Right.
killers. So I thought it was one of them, which I like them stories too, even though they gruesome. But I don't know what it is about serial killer stories. I do like those documentaries. So I'm thinking it's that. But when I saw that this dude looked like us, I said, what
Hmm.
the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Not to say that we can't do these things because we do.
Yeah,
But
because
I'm
we
saying,
do
but I
too.
was
Yeah.
still, I
Yeah.
said, and you going around doing this to wealthy or well-to-do white women's old
Hmm.
white women. I mean, yeah, is Candy there or is she? Oh no, I think she had to step away. Um, because that thing, that thing is really. irritated me. Let me see. I only got just a couple of just to guide us along, and then we can wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me get that off there. Okay. I just took a couple little pictures just to guide us along, and I wanted to show like some of the victims and things because it wasn't because it's so much but this this guy, I'm telling you, he is lucky that somebody, one of the people, and this is in Dallas, Texas. He was one,
Yes.
and they are open carry state. He lucky
Yes.
one of them
Mhm.
didn't get their hammer and go pow pow on them, one of those family members.
Right.
Because they was angry and they had every right to be angry. They
Yeah,
angry
they did.
to
They
this
was
day they
felt by
angry.
a lot of people. I
They was failed
mean,
by everybody, not just him. The
yeah.
system failed those people.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so many people fell down. Um, so this just some of the old ladies and victims,
Mhm.
just I mean, he did dozens of
Yeah,
them. This
because
is
that was
over
another
20 women, maybe, and there's one man. It
right.
was one man, and the rest of them was all old elderly white women. It was except for one
Right.
Asian lady, you
Mhm.
know, and
Yeah, and just because of the way that it went, and I mean, this does make your skin crawl. It's something that could happen to anybody anywhere because
anywhere.
he's pretending to be either a medical professional or a maintenance person, and
Right.
anybody could be that. You know what I mean? And I know they do cons in my neighborhood with
Mm-hmm.
the electric. They it's like
Mhm.
everybody pretty much knows about it now, but they'll knock at your door and be like, "Oh, we're gonna give you this, sell on the electric bill and
Yes,
blah blah." And generally,
yes.
you would know the
Mhm.
people that's your maintenance, but they can have people that fill in
Mhm.
for the maintenance, so it wouldn't be
Right.
so hard to think like, oh, okay, that's just somebody that's here about
Right.
maintenance today. You're not gonna think twice about it. So it's like it really makes you really nervous. Like even my mom lives in a senior type of living place, right? It's not
Mm-hmm.
an assisted living, but it's like senior housing
Right.
where
Yep.
because they're
Mm-hmm.
retired, according to their income and that whole thing. And she's that type of person, just like some of these women that they were showing. She
I
be
was
out
just
more
going.
than me.
I was
She
going
go
to.
to the casino.
I was
Like
going
they
to
was,
Yep.
address that. I was
Living a
definitely going
yeah,
to
best
it's
address that
life.
because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they
my,
was out here chilling.
right,
Yeah.
right. My mother is not in the she's not in a nursing home senior, and
Hmm.
she's in a regular apartment. You could move in the same building she live in.
Right.
Because she don't want to move, and I wish we want her to. She's 82.
Yes.
She really don't need to be over
Yes.
there in a regular
They
apartment
like
place
being
with everybody else.
independent. That's what
But
Yeah,
that
they
is.
want to be independent. Yeah.
yeah, she I ain't going nowhere. I'm just going to
Hmm.
die here. All this old kind of stuff. But that's how
Right.
they do it. 82, and then trying to fight with them about
Exactly.
it. And sometimes I just said, something, I'm gonna stop
It's
arguing with her
not worth
about it.
it.
Or not argue, but
Mm-hmm.
like go back and
Hmm.
forth about it. And
Hmm.
matter of fact, I even said something to her yesterday, not about this, but it was
Right.
I
Hmm.
definitely never going to mention this to her. That would, but I was just over
You
there
don't
with
want
her
spooker?
yesterday,
Right.
and I said to her, you don't need to be living over here. I said, you need to move. I said, I said, and she was there. I ain't going nowhere. Would you stop talking about, it just happened yesterday with this going back and forth about moving stuff. But I think about it. She's 82. She's walking with a cane. She can't drive anymore. She moves slower. So she can't go out unless one of us, me or my sisters or somebody take her somewhere. So she could easily and I do deliveries for her. Amazon. I deliver stuff, have stuff delivered to her. Instacart, sometimes her groceries. If I'm not able to bring the groceries, I do the Instacart. So she does have sometimes, but she had to open her door or maintenance because she's in an apartment. Sometimes maintenance have to come in there and do something in there. And this type of thing could happen. That's why hits me off. It upset me. And I said, "Oh my God, this could happen." Now, like now I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how he started out too. He started out being a healthcare worker and working with the
Right.
older
yeah,
people.
yeah,
So he kind of
yeah.
like picked on
Hmm.
things and was able to scope them out.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, his
Yeah.
name is
It's
Billy.
definitely a
What's his name?
reality.
Billy Shamir Mir or something.
Uh-huh.
Shamir Mir.
Stupid name.
Mm-hmm.
Shamir Mir
Yeah.
posed as a handyman to get into elderly women's upscale assisted living homes and
Hmm.
smother them to death and steal their valuables. Now, remember, Tamika, I called you after I
Hmm.
watched the first episode. Y'all, I called Tamika and I said, Girl, this thing is getting them. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, it'll
I
get
said I
you
am
just
so
Mhm.
mad with
like,
this guy, and I was like, I said,
ooh,
my first reaction was
Mhm.
to, oh, well, did we lose Candy? Oh, what happened?
yeah,
I
Probably
she
think
back.
so. I
popped
think
out.
she was having problems with
Okay,
her.
she'll
She'll
pop back.
probably be back.
Um,
Yeah,
my first reaction, like I even said that to Tamika, was, why these people got why these people
there she
got their
go.
mothers and whatnot in these
Mhm.
places instead of having them at home with them, and but my first reaction was like, why you got them in assisted living, or not, it was like
It
assisted
wasn't.
living, but it really was more upscale. It's more independent living.
Yeah,
It's
Let me say it.
definitely
And it
upscale
was
because I'm
upscale,
a
and you see it was upscale, and the people
yes,
mhm.
had money. These people that wasn't no
yes,
poor people based on your income type of
right,
stuff. Like,
yeah,
No, because
these
those
are
no,
places
people
are
who
very
had means.
expensive.
So I
yes,
said, but why
yes,
would these family members, the daughters, the sons, the whoever, have their mother in the places?
Sometimes they
I mean,
request that though.
but
Sometimes they don't want to live up under you. You know,
right,
no, I said my
exactly,
first
other
reaction was to
people with
judge.
the
I
same
did
drive
say
and
yeah,
stuff.
I said my first reaction was to judge them. I was mad.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was mad at the family. Like, I could have
yeah,
said, but then I said to myself, then I had to think about it, and I said, no, well, we don't know everybody's circumstance. It
yeah.
could
Because
be
I
a
think one
mhm,
of the ladies did
I,
say that she felt bad that her mom, what she didn't have her mom staying with her, and that happened to
right.
her.
Yeah,
and
because a lot of them still want to feel like I'm on my own, I'm taking care of myself, I got my own spot, but then
right,
or you're supposed to have certain help just in case you need it. But it's
Right.
not like a situation where they're bedbound and they couldn't get around and they couldn't do things for themselves. They just maybe needed like a little assistance. Because I've worked in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of me and Inga was talking about that
yeah,
behind the scenes. I've worked in a lot of assisted living and nursing homes. And so when I
me
initially
too.
was thinking about it, I even pictured it in a completely different way. And then sitting down watching it, I'm like, well, this ain't your usual, regular old
No.
smuggler assistant
No,
living. These
no.
places looked really nice. They
No, the
had their
places
own
I
Mm-hmm.
used
little,
to work at,
yeah.
back in the day, like when I was young, like in my 20s or so, I worked in a nursing home where
Hmm.
like a real nursing home where people with, like bedridden and sick and stuff like that. Then I also worked in assisted livings, but however, they still was people who were not on the best income levels. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
was, but these people didn't have no financial struggle. Then look, you couldn't afford to stay there.
Yeah, you could
That's
tell
that's
they had money.
they had
Okay,
Yeah.
their money. Yeah.
even before they showed us, because some of them
Mm.
places that they kids lived in looked like mansions, and you
Right.
definitely could see
Right.
that the
Yeah.
place they was in looked really, really good. Which is why I guess he targeted, because he figured this
Yeah.
is going to be an easy target, and
Oh
he knew
my
that these
goodness.
was people that had money and had jewelry and stuff like that.
Right. Right. Let me let
Horrible.
Katie jump in her opinion. What you think about this thing when you initially first saw the trailer or saw anything about it or whatever?
Well, when I first watched it, I was like, what in the heck is going on? Why all the old people dying? If y'all hear some background, it's my washing machine going.
Mm.
But then like I think one of the parents was missing a Rolex, this fine jewelry, and I'm like, hold a minute, these are rich people that are dying. These are not poor or everyday people that are dying. And please let it not be one of us that's doing it. And I be doggone. I said, I be John
That's
died.
what I
What in the
said.
heck?
I was like,
Why?
I was hoping
Why?
they was like this and not like this. It's like I was mad, but I know we
I
do
was
these
upset
things
with
too,
him.
but
I was upset with him. I was like,
me,
sir.
oh man, please, I wanted to jump through my TV,
And
and I was
honestly,
surprised
I
that none
thought
of
it
the
was the
family
guy that
members
worked
jumped on it.
there.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, say it again.
I
Yeah.
said honestly, when it first started, I thought because it was a brown guy then too. I thought it was the guy that worked there that kept saying, "Oh, they old, they be hiding their money and da 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 da."
Oh yeah,
That worked at the. I thought it
he
was
was one of the.
him.
They were
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
yeah.
trifling. That
You
whole
would you
Yeah.
would assume that it's somebody that's already working there, because we've
right.
even seen stories in the past where it's been people that's working there, even doctors and nurses, right?
Well,
That they
remember they
was
Mm-hmm.
thought it was the paramedics who did something. Who
yes,
Yeah.
stole the lady's wedding
absolutely.
ring or whatever it was that was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, look at this. Are some of the victims here. It's just some of them. I mean, he was going around always on that going to that 4th floor. They said
Yes,
walking
and the
down the
thing
4th
about
floor.
it is that you would have thought he wouldn't. I mean, it's horrible no matter what. But you
Right.
would have thought he would have branched off and went to different places. He was staying in the same areas, and he was even taking out people that was connected, that was
No, wait a
friends,
minute.
that knew each other. It was like, what the
Look at
hell?
this. Look at these. These
Yeah.
are 4 different
And a
assisted living
Yeah.
places he went to.
short time
Yes.
span
He went
too.
around to
Yeah.
4 different assisted living places, plus the
Yeah.
Asian lady.
Right.
He went to her home and got 2 of them
Right.
to their home
2
and
or
got
3
them.
homes.
Over 2 or 3 of them. I
Right.
know 2 or 3 of them. They were using
Yes.
to their home because he was. We got, and this is another thing, ladies. Particularly people who are like our mothers and dads and our grandmamas who are still on their own. And if they go out, well, my mother can't go out on her own, but my dad is still active to go out on his own. But if they're going to the Walmart, this sucker was going around following that Asian lady in the Walmart, all up and down the aisles, acting like he buying something, and he was following her. I mean, he was preying on that woman.
Yeah,
follow her all the way to
he
her
did that
house.
to all of
Yeah.
them.
He did that to
Yeah, he
another
really
lady
did.
too.
Mhm.
He
You
did
know,
that to
some of
another
these
lady
things
too in the
we not
Walmart.
gonna be able to avoid no matter what, but you definitely gotta try your best to keep your head on a swivel and be paying attention. Like years ago in my building, unfortunately, I actually did have an older lady that was taken out. Somebody said that it was a pizza delivery, and she opened the door and they found her in her apartment. Just a couple of weeks ago, it was a trending video from my neighborhood where this guy grabbed up this lady, and it's like, I'm always going to the store at night. So my girlfriend, a bunch of people was sending me the video, be careful. And I'm like, oh God. So it's crazy things be
I think it
happening.
happen at all ages, but what makes this so
Yeah, but
that these ladies are on their 80s. One
exactly.
lady
And
was
then
90.
it seemed
they
like
were
he was
helpless.
able
They were using
I'm sorry.
walkers, canes, wheelchairs. They was helpless. I mean, that just bothered me.
Yeah,
You
it seemed like he was
I
able
think
to get
about my
away
own
with it
elderly mother.
more
That's why it
because
bothered me.
when this was happening, it seemed like they was just saying, but I kind of don't understand, but I don't understand because I'm thinking when you doing autopsy, even if it initially looked like, oh, they just fell, because they were saying some people they just fell, they might have had a heart attack, a stroke, they were saying it was natural causes, but once you do the autopsy, unless I'm assuming they didn't do autopsies on every single person, I would think, the signs of them being smothered is gonna show up, but
the thing is, Tamika,
I don't think they did autopsies on all
I don't
of them.
think
they
so
were,
either.
but they were all. If you notice, each case that we saw, the woman was laying the face down, like on her face, hands out like that. Like everybody was in the same position. Like
exactly.
It wasn't like somebody was on their back or something. Or except for that one man they did show, Solomon, something his name was. He had blood everywhere. But then
a couple of them had blood everywhere, but they said, "Oh, blood thinners, medication, all kinds of weird stuff." Like, "Oh, they touched this."
His looked like a bloodbath though. That one guy, that one guy, his looked like a bloodbath. Like so you could tell it was a struggle. And on his, you could really tell it was a struggle.
Was how the people that worked there didn't notify the family. I don't know if y'all said this earlier because my headset went out. They didn't notify the families. They didn't, how things happen at the child's school. They
notified them. They told them that your mother died. That's it. It
would have been something saying like, "Hey, we had this happen." But they're not telling that somebody.
They
don't want to lose money.
Lying about
exactly. Yeah, we didn't speak on that specifically, but in general, we were saying that it was a lot of people that failed them. There was a lot of intricate parts that had they all been paying attention and communicating with each other, it wouldn't have went on as long as it did.
And honestly, that one man that took a picture of his license plate, they wouldn't have had nothing.
Right. And then the other lady had to have her grandson come there to, to calm her down. Like the daughter said, had I known, something like, something was going to happen, I would have took her home. Well, I think it was when her friend passed away or something.
Yes.
Like something like that. It should have been like an email blast or something.
Yeah.
They
didn't want to do that because they didn't want to lose their.
No.
Yeah, that's what started giving me chills because they was complaining and they was starting to hear some of the stories.
come on now. If you know that somebody, every other person, every other day if somebody died, and then I know, of course, we know old people die, but this was like boom, 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 and you going to multiple memorials. It was too suspicious. But
Yeah,
the
but that's what
family
they try
members
to
was
say
being
at first. They
the
were
family
like,
members
"Oh,
was
they're
being
old. They're old."
no, but I'm glad the family members did not
Yeah.
fall for that. They kept fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the family who was the issue. It was the facilities. It was 4 different
Mm-hmm. And
facilities
the authorities.
and
Yeah.
authorities. You know, they didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
do. Nobody cared because these were old people. You
Yeah,
know,
because I think one of the daughters was asking like what's the statistics on deaths in the center and stuff like that, like natural causes. And prior to this man coming there, it was like 1 a year or something like that. And now all of a sudden they're just like staggered back to back to back. So
the bag them. And look,
Yeah,
this
we
guy
love
goes
each
to
other.
4
Like,
different facilities,
it's
and these
crazy.
were all upscale in
mhm.
Dallas, Texas. This was insane. This was
But then they
insane.
didn't have the doors locked. Like anybody could walk in.
No,
Anybody.
no. What about no cameras either, Candy? No security.
It's like they
Yeah.
wanted something to happen, but because to me, if you don't want something to happen, you will put those preventative measures in place. But if you don't care what happens, you don't do anything. Like they didn't do anything. They didn't put the locks on the doors. They didn't have cameras installed. They didn't have adequate security for these families or these people. They're
And it
elderly
just
people
all
that
boils
people
down to money.
targeted.
They didn't want to spend. They wanted to pocket the money, but they didn't want to spend any
Right.
money
They
to make
didn't
sure
want
the
to
people were
spend the
safe.
money. They just wanted to get money because for that type of upscale place, you would think that they would have those things. And even when they started getting the calls, and I don't know, one daughter talked about sending out different messages and coming and putting the flowers. Oh, well, we don't want your flyers up. Okay, you don't have to have my flyers up. How about you put
Hey,
some up of your
struggle.
own? And you actually do some things to prevent this from, being so
Right.
damn easy to happen. Because I know they even mentioned a new company had took over, and so they didn't have whatever information from the previous company. We don't care about that. We just want you to
And then
fix what's going on. Like, about it now.
they remember
Okay,
they
but
were using the scripting. Like if somebody calls and asks, like, go off of this script, tell them like, oh, we are
Right.
sorry, nothing. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, you just lying
well,
in these people's
let's
face.
give a shout out to that white security officer who worked at that
Yes.
one place,
It is
and
really
him and some other security guys. They took that dude down. They
Yep.
gave him a 2-piece and a biscuit. Took
For
that
real, yeah.
dude down because the people who they worked with wasn't doing nothing. So
They
they said we're gonna take
wasn't.
it upon ourselves. So a bunch of them, they
Okay.
grabbed him. They saw him coming, and they grabbed
Mhm.
him. Okay, where's this doc streaming? Struggle said it is on.
Okay.
Paramount.
No,
Oh,
not
Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount.
Yes,
Paramount
Sorry,
yes,
Plus.
I just
yes.
gave it a wrong
Yeah,
one.
it's called
Hey,
Pillowcase
Struggle.
Murders.
Yeah, this thing
Pillowcase
was
Murders.
crazy. It was ridiculous.
And it's a true story.
Mhm.
Struggle. It's a true story. And you can Google and find all the information. It's wild. And this guy
Yeah.
just targeted all these elderly, and some elderly white women too. And that's the thing. I said, I'm
That's
surprised
the
that
ones that had the
I
money
went
to
to,
be in those
and
facilities.
Mhm.
this is what, but no, this what got me though. I said, this a black man who did this, and this do not help white people how they think about us. I'm not
Nope.
saying nobody's racist, but they have a certain stigma about us, especially the black men. And now I'm wondering in their real life how they feel about when they see a black man.
Yeah, because the first time when
Based
they said
on
it was a black or a brown maintenance person, I was like, "Are we being racist?
Mhm.
Are we for real?" And then I was like, no, they're really for real. They're really for real.
No,
For
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
who they were seeing. And the thing about it is a couple different people saw him, and then they was like, I didn't think nothing of it because he's saying I'm here for therapy. I'm here to,
Right.
check freaking leaks. And it's like, oh, okay, that's usual.
He
People
knew the
do
things
be
to
here
say.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Because
And
Mhm.
he
he
was
worked there
charged
He
with
was
before, so he
always
knew like
dressed
the inner
nice.
working.
He
Mhm.
was always
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Oh well,
That
because
was another
he
thing.
worked
He
in
was always
places, so he
nice.
knew how to get around. He knew
Mhm.
the right words to
Mhm.
say. And
Exactly.
he was charged with
But
22
some of
already
them did
convicted for
find it.
2.
Some of them did find it weird, and they was mentioning it to their friends and family because they was like, "Well, he
Yep.
was well dressed. It was something strange about him. He coming in
Mhm.
a suit, but he wearing these damn
Shirt and tie,
gloves."
shiny
Yeah,
shoes. He looked like he going to church. He was dressed like
Church.
right.
church,
Yep.
he
Why
was
you got
dressed to the
gloves
nines.
on? I mean, I know you don't want
And
the
that's
fingerprints, but
it was that one
Fingerprints.
caregiver lady. She was questioning him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and look at this. It's multiple people, multiple
That's
people.
the ones, and that's
right.
only
I
the
mean,
ones I feel like we know about.
That's what
these are
I
the ones
said.
we
I
know
think
about.
that's the ones that they know about. I feel like
Yeah.
it
Right.
could be more because I
More.
really wasn't expecting it to be this many when they said it. I mean,
They said they were
one
going
is
through
two.
like
But
400 cases or something like that.
yeah, and this was from 2016 to 2018. I think that's the ones he got caught on.
Yeah,
Honestly,
because he didn't get convicted until 2020 during the pandemic. And
hmm
this is another reason why I agree with the families that they are upset when they only charged him for the 2 that they could get him
That
on,
pissed
and the
me
rest of them they
off.
dismissed. And so one lady said, by you dismissing that means you're dismissing my mother and all the other victims,
Yeah,
right?
you know.
because they
Yeah,
had
And she
because
said,
it
11
was
oh,
other
like,
indictments.
and she said, and their name don't even appear on the case docket. It's just a number.
Just a
right,
So they
number.
just reduced
yeah.
down to a
Because
number.
originally he was arrested for the 22, but then he only got it convicted on 2. And I was like, well, wait a minute, because I heard them say we went to court the first time, and that looked good. And then when we went back, we was not expecting that they was just gonna go for the 2. And it's like, okay, well, we'll let the families make a statement, and that's fine for them to make a statement, but I don't agree with that. And they said they got the legalities of it, but it was like, are you freaking kidding me?
I
Yeah,
would have been pursuing
I
that. We
would
would have
be.
had to
Yeah,
do. We would have had to do individual civil suits because that's the point where I have
Wait,
finally started to calm down. And then you
yeah,
tell
I
me
would
you
have been
throwing out
suing
11
maybe.
indictments,
Well,
and
I
then
hope
the
that
2 that
right
they did
now,
were nursing homes.
they're still currently suing those nursing places. Those
That's
facilities.
Yeah.
good.
Because this man, they ain't had no money. I mean, he come from Africa. He's an African man. Oh, and let's talk about something else too before we. This
Hmm.
man, how he treated his
His woman.
girlfriend.
Hmm.
Yes, and he
Abusive.
DV her, didn't he? Like
Hmm.
the R word to her, right? And then she got pregnant and all that. And he didn't want nothing to do with the baby. That lady, she had no idea this stuff was going on. I believe her too. I don't believe she knew nothing about it. Because half the time I think he wasn't even around, so she
yeah,
didn't know what
I
was
don't
going
know.
on.
He
I
was
mean,
spending his money
I felt bad for
in the
her
strip
too.
club, so to speak, right? That's what he
Right.
was all the money was to go over there and spend it. I was like, that's what we were doing this for, to sell these people jewelry and go to the strip club or to whatever club he was going to.
Yeah,
He couldn't even
being
he couldn't
fake.
even. Oh, go ahead, Candy. I'm sorry.
I think he was being fake. He wasn't being him. He wasn't being real. He was
No,
just putting up, pulling up a facade in front of people that don't even really care about you, sir. Like they don't
no,
care about
nothing
you.
about
Why
you.
you acting like that? They're not even thinking about you.
He could not he never, like when they said, well, the money and the jury matched to a T, and then
Yes.
he still was like, oh no, that's my money, or I got that jury from
hmm
somewhere else. And he was coming up with all this stuff.
Because he
So
would
this
either do it
guy,
the
Yeah,
same day or like the
I'm
day
sorry.
after. I was like, what? First of all, you're not
Yeah.
spacing crimes out. Then when you go in to cash the jewelry out, you're doing it the same day or the next day. I was like, this is just so sloppy.
That's
And he
what I'm
still didn't
saying.
get
For
him
him to
caught.
have got away with it as long as he did, he wasn't very smart because he was going to the damn local, pawn shop for gold and diamonds or whatever, literally taking it there, putting your name on it. Part of how they was able to catch him, like you said, was the man that got the license plate, but also because one of the victims ended up surviving and she was able to
yes,
give
I
them
was
the
gonna say that
breakdown.
too.
That's
I
a
was
big
I
part
was
of the
gonna say
reason.
that
Mhm.
lady was 90 years old. Thank goodness she was smart. She stayed face down and she did not move. And because he left out the apartment, then he came back. And good thing she didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she played possum. She played dead,
Yep.
and good thing she did. And that lady was able to point him out. And then
Yep.
what about the other lady? He beat her face all up. That lady had blood and bruises all over. I'm like, who could do that to an elderly? I'm gonna tell you, it's a special place in hell for you mess with babies, children, and stuff, and old
Yep.
people. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
Mm-hmm.
mess with
play that.
nobody.
I'll fight about an old person because I always say
No,
that could
you
be
know,
my
if I
daggone
see you mess with a
grandmother
Right.
or
child or old person,
grandfather.
we are fighting. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my god, that just that burned me up. And then, like I said, I took it personal because I have an 82-year-old mother who's home alone. Got her, and man, I'm telling you, y'all, I'll be on this thing screaming and going crazy if I tell y'all that there's something happening like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely don't play that. I got into it with somebody in the bank for doing that, and nobody else wasn't saying nothing. I was like, "Oh hell no, not on my watch." Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
mm-mm. I'm not even gonna sit there and watch nobody snatch no old lady pocketbook or push an old lady down or old man. I don't care if it's a man. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't play those games because that's
Yeah.
somebody's mama, somebody's grandmama, somebody's great grandma, whatever the case may be. They
But you
belong
only
to
doing it
somebody.
because they can't fight back. They can't help themselves. They
That's
can't
why
do
that's why
anything.
he messed with that's why people
Yeah,
mess
that's
with
why he
kids and
bothered.
that's why people mess with
Mhm.
elderly people because they're vulnerable. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
because
what
if it had been like one of us, we would have, even if we got hurt in the process, but they gonna get bit, scratched, punched, something. We still got some strength in us to do something.
Right.
They don't have the
Yeah.
strength. A
Scars and
child and an
scratches on
elderly
you.
person don't have the strength to do that. You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah, absolutely.
It
yeah,
was
this
weird
was
though,
sick. And
'cause
then,
who
and
was
this Asian lady, I just want to say something about
Oh,
her. She had,
look,
remember, she had all
security
them
officer.
$2 bills. That Asian lady had all them $2 bills,
Yeah.
and he ended up having all the same $2 bills. Most people don't get $2 bills. That's a unique thing you have to get from the bank.
Yeah.
You can't just get them at
Absolutely.
the
Yeah,
ATM. You
yeah,
have to go to
yeah.
the bank and ask for $2
hmm
bill.
And they were
And
Inga,
secure.
look at that comment in the chat.
oh,
Josh
right
Alman.
here. What he said? Thank you for the. Oh, okay. Oh, I was a security.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you, Josh.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I gave you the shout out. We all gave you the shout out because you and your other co-workers, y'all took that dude down and gave him a 2-piece. And I love it. Thank you so much. And it is so sad that y'all had to do that. And the
Yep.
facilities
Yeah.
that y'all
Authorities.
worked at wasn't doing their job. So
I
thank
think
you.
he did most
Yes.
of the work. The leg work for
Oh
them.
Yes.
my
He
God.
spent
That
less
made
time
me,
than they did.
man.
And that was
Oh
Mhm.
my
crazy.
goodness. You know,
That-
yeah,
But
Josh,
thank you.
we're very upset by this thing, even
Yeah.
though it's
Yeah.
over
He
with,
was
but it's
bothered
not
by
really.
it too, because I think he wasn't allowed to talk about it for a
Yes,
while.
Yeah.
you did more than your best. You should
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
he
you
did.
should be
Absolutely.
proud of yourself.
Yeah, I
You should
think
Mm-hmm.
be
he did
proud
more
of
than the
yourself.
officers did in a short amount of time than what they did. Like it took us to
Right.
figure it out, but he figured it out in no time.
Yep.
You know, he put two and two together real quick. But that's the mindset of us versus them. You know, then law enforcement,
Mhm.
they have to do it by the book or whatever. I don't know what they have
Yep.
to do, but a lot of times the normal common person figures out things before law enforcement does. I don't understand why,
Yeah.
but thank
Yeah,
you,
well,
Josh.
It
Thank
does happen. Yeah.
the facility that
I
Josh
guess they
probably
don't want to
worked
lock
at,
you
and the
up if
other
you don't
one.
have no good evidence, but
Right.
yeah.
In the facility that Josh worked at and the other places, the other facility places, they didn't want to take no responsibility. They didn't want to, get
Yeah.
sued and
Yeah.
anything like that. And one of them to this day
Yeah, they
is
didn't want to admit
still
to anything.
is denying stuff and not trying to. I feel at the
Right.
end it
So
was a little
not
thing.
being you held accountable. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, oh no, that wasn't us, and we didn't know. And the cops was saying that it was, natural causes, so it was
Natural
no
cause.
way that we could have known. Mm-hmm.
Look
Because
at
that
him.
was
right.
a lot of them didn't have autopsies, and I think that was the easiest way for them to
Yes.
handle it, especially since it
Yes.
was somebody older, so they didn't have to do investigating and
Mm-hmm.
paperwork and all of that stuff. So
Right.
And that's sad that they do it
But
switch
And
it
this
up.
is
another
what
yeah.
I was
common
saying.
denominator was the jury being missing.
Oh,
Like a lot of people had
I was just
jury.
about to say that, but you in my head. I
Mhm.
just want to say, why did that first case get a mistrial? Who was this? Said one jury held out. Well, who was that
one.
person?
I said it got to be all of them. One.
But they only would. And see, the thing is that they didn't charge for 22 of the murders. It was only for 2.
Two.
But still, they
But
shouldn't have had no
they had
mistrial.
the other. I think they said 11 indictments, but they ended up throwing those. Well, I'll say throwing them
All of
out.
them, every last one of them got thrown out, except for the 2 that he got convicted
And
of.
the
And he
two
did
that he
get
got
life in
convicted
prison.
of were they were in the home. Those weren't even in the facilities. So that
No, they were in their home. There was the Miss Harris, the Asian lady, and
Mm-hmm.
there was another lady. I don't want to disrespect. I don't remember her name. Oh wait a minute, Josh said something.
Oh, the doctor.
Okay, we found out they don't do autopsies for people under
Right.
65 unless there's a specific reason. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
that's what I figured. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
the only thing that makes sense. Once they would have did the autopsy, it would have showed that there's a struggle. That they was suffocated and things of that nature. And
yeah,
even when he was talking to the survivor in the hospital, they did say initially talking to her, you didn't really see bruises, but then later on, you could see the bruise underneath her eyes, around her nose, and you could see
That
the lips.
lady, that one lady looked like she been in a
Yes.
ring with Mike Tyson. She had so many
Yes.
bruises on her
But I was
face.
glad
Her
she was able
nose
to
was,
fight
one
back.
lady's nose was
Believe
broke,
me.
right? Her nose was broke because he held the pillow
Yeah.
down so hard on her face. You
Yeah.
And the
know,
family to fight for them to go back and reverse on the death certificate so that it wouldn't say it was natural causes. They had to dig up some people. I said, Lord, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I,
they really had to fight hard, man. They
And
had
it's
to fight
crazy.
hard.
Josh, I want
That
to
made
ask
it even more horrible.
Josh, if you're still here, I want to ask you: are the families suing any of the facilities that you know of? That's for civil, on the civil side, because they need to. I mean, they still, it's not too
Yeah,
late. They can still
they should
do
do
it,
civil
you know.
suits.
Yeah, they
Yes,
could do something because
you know.
that's not
Important.
And
right.
then, but thank you for the man, the other cellmate who took him out. Thank you to that man, even though he's a murderer
Criminal.
himself. But I thank him for taking this dude out. He in 2023, last year, this murderer was beaten, stabbed to death by another cellmate because he made an inappropriate
That's
sexual
so
comments about the
crazy.
man's children.
Crazy.
This
And
don't
so
surprise me because I mean it's something that does happen in prisons. Usually, when you mess with kids or you mess with old people and things of that, they be the first ones that they come after while they in there. Let alone, you say one wrong thing, they already ain't gonna be
but he
feeling you.
probably
That.
said something to the fact that he was going
Mm-hmm.
to do something to that man's children. And
Yeah, that's what
regardless,
it
even
sounds
though
like.
that man was a murderer, you ain't gonna say nothing about my daggone kids, So, yeah, and he beat him and stabbed. And I think, look, I'm glad.
He answered you, Inga.
Oh, okay.
Josh.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh, did he? Where is that?
Right
This
there.
one here.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe. Oh, okay. I believe all facilities got sued. The tradition and the families are still in litigation right now. So in fact, yes, and it takes a long time, but at least they're
Yeah,
still
it
going through the
does
process.
take a long time,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
What about that one lady who stood outside with a sign that said this place murdered my, what is it? What she say something about this
Not a
place had
purple
my mother
seal.
murdered or something? But she was standing out there letting people know. And another
That
Yeah,
they
lady
had
came
no
out
and she was,
security, I think it
and they
said.
still had no security, and they still had no cameras. Like even after you found out everything, you still have not updated anything to make the place more secure for whoever's living there. That's just bonkers.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for doing the Lord's work, John. Thank you. I agree with
Amen.
Candy on that one. I agree with that. I mean, and I thank these family members because they've really been fighting.
Yeah, and
These
that's a
family
lot of
members,
stress.
you see
That
how
one
they
lady
had all the
that sick
paperwork, they had all
binder.
the detail, they had the
Hmm.
binder. They were, because a lot of people would have just said, "Oh, okay, well, my mother died or my dad died,
Right.
we
Yeah.
moved on." But no,
Mm-hmm.
they said we are not letting this go. I loved it. I loved that they
Yeah, as
I
mhm.
don't
they
know how
should.
old she
I
is.
know that that's not easy. You already grieving the person, then you find out is
Right.
this horrific way, and
Let me
especially
get this
not saying
sign
the
off
other
this screen.
ones
I
is
don't want to look at his face more.
not saying the other, all of them are important, but the one
Right.
that kind of like touched me a lot was, and I'm sorry because I don't remember the individual names of everybody. But I know that her mom had like told her about him coming, about him creeping her out. The grandson came there and all that,
Yeah. I
stayed with
can't
her.
remember her name
And she's
either.
like, I know that when he came back, she knew that this was about to be the end for her. And even the one that survived, she was like, I'm not scared to go. I know I gotta go, but I don't want to go that way. Like, oh God,
Right.
that's so horrible.
Yeah.
And then the
But I
couple, I think that was one of the ones that he got indicted for. That, remember, he was
Mm-hmm.
in their home and he was taking care of the husband. And then when the husband
Yes.
passed, he preyed on the wife. I said,
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was so
and he was
bold.
using
Like
somebody
he,
else's identity.
And I wanted to say
yeah.
something about that place called Tradition. That the judge talking about, that place was I think probably the worst one. That's the one at the end when they put a little statement out. They still denying stuff. They still denying that
Is that the
they
one
not
that
taking
he
responsibility
was like
for.
a former
I
football
think
player
I
or
think they
something?
the one. I could be wrong, but I think they the one that still denying
yeah, that former.
information.
But I was gonna say, I don't know if y'all mentioned it earlier, but when the guy, oh gosh, my mind slips me. I think it was maybe the third murder. When the lady was like, 2 of my friends have passed. I need to go get checked out. And the doctor said she was fine.
Right.
And then she died a couple days later. But, well, she was taken out a couple days later.
Yeah, that's what made it crazier because these people knew each other. They was partying with each other, and then like they was very active. They was getting
They
up,
were
going to
friends.
different gatherings, going shopping. Having their stuff delivered. And a lot of the times they was either just coming in from shopping or just had their delivery dropped off, so they didn't even get to put their stuff away. And he coming knocking right behind. Oh God,
He pushing the door in, banging on the door, and then pushing the door in and pushing his way in there.
That was sad.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what Josh said here. Yes, the tradition, he killed the most people at the daughter with the sign. Her mom lived it. Yeah, that lady with the sign. And I like that she did that too. She was like warning people that don't come to this place. And remember, one lady came out and said, I'm moving my mother out tomorrow, today, or whatever she said. One lady said, no, my mother.
Yeah, I know that's right.
I would have definitely moved my mother out. You would have been living at home with me, And I know, and that's another reason why I felt so bad for the families, because now they got that guilt on them.
Yeah,
they got to carry into the rest of their life.
Yeah, you always wondering like, could I did this?
We picked the place for my mother. We picked this place for her.
Right. Thinking that it was a good place, and she seemed like she was super excited, to see the setup and be like, okay, this gonna be my spot.
And then they're telling you that they're secure, and then they're not.
Right.
Yeah, because they had the commercial. The commercial was just perfect. We have
and one lady, she was even in all shores and everything.
I agree with you, Candy. The commercials was, if we saw the commercial, we would think, oh, this is a nice place. Let me go check it out. It might be. We would have thought the same thing.
Yeah,
and they did that by design. That's what they do in all these places.
And then you're doing the best thing you can because they want their autonomy. They want to be independent, but you just want them to have some type of security. They could be around their friends and socialize. And then you think you're doing the best thing and not having them in your house sitting there bored. And there's no protection.
Or you might still be, or they might still been working and no one's home in the day. Somebody need to be home to make sure they got their medicine and eat a lunch and stuff like that. So I understand. First, I wanted to judge the people because I was like, why y'all got means? Why y'all not having your mother or father home with y'all?
They have like better quality of life.
I know my first reaction was to judge. Then I changed it up really quickly and I said, this everybody got a circumstance, so I'm not judging. I ain't judging these family members at all because I can understand.
You have to think my grandmother is almost 90 and she is not trying to go in one of them places. She'll probably be like do the same. She has her house, but she wants to move south. But she's like, I just want a townhouse, a condo. She doesn't want to live in one of those type of places, but she still wants to be on her own. She doesn't want to stay with my mom. She wants to be able to move around and do things that she needs to do. So
Right. I was telling Tamika when we talked about
not being independent. They don't like that.
I'm sorry, say it, Candy. What'd you say?
I'm saying like the older people, they don't like not being independent. They want to still have some, because they don't want to feel like depending on somebody to take them here or do things for them. They still want to be independent and be amongst people that they're, their age. They don't want to be.
I understand. Like I said, my mother can't go out and do things on her own, but she still don't want to live on. She doesn't want to come
definitely.
It's three of us. She don't want to come live with any of us. She'll spend a night, a day or two, and then she's like,
then she like, I'm ready to go home. Yeah, even my grandmother, when she used to come here to visit, man, listen, she said it's time to go. It's time to go.
Horror stories, but it
definitely is like working in a nursing home. I know it from both ends, from family members, that's been in and out of hospitals and facilities, to me working in different hospitals, nursing homes.
I see both sides of it. Yeah.
And I know that it could be some crazy things that go down there. But this take it to the whole nother level with this, but it's all different kind of crazy stories. And I just have always, just on my part, have tried to treat those people as best as I can, because I'm like, one day somebody got to take care of me, or like I said, if it's my mom, my grandmother, whoever, I want them to be taken care of in a certain way. So I didn't play that. If I seen a doctor or a nurse that was out of line, don't let me see it, because I'm reporting it. Okay,
I've gotten into it with staff members. I
treat them the best that I can, but I just, this is disgusting. It really is. I don't like it.
And my grandfather, and he's passed on now, but he used to be in a nursing home, and in his case, it was an actual nursing home because he was bedridden. He couldn't, you had to do everything for him. So he couldn't walk, nothing. So but still, even with that, my dad and I, we were almost being there all other time. They ain't try no stuff with him because it's like,
you
oh
have
no, that
to be.
family here
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
Because
come in
have
the
that's
to be
another
nighttime.
present.
big
If they
part
see you
You
that
come
not
in at
coming in
nighttime, I
there,
come in the daytime.
right.
Some day
Yeah.
like today, I would
different
have been up there
time,
Yeah.
bringing him dinner.
Right.
different
I was
days.
there. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we always was around, so they ain't
Yeah.
trying to mess with us, you know,
Yeah,
because
because a lot of times that's the people that really suffer. And sometimes I was saying this part to Inga, sometimes now it ain't necessarily just that people are trying to mistreat them, is that they understaffed rather, and you can't get around to everybody. And most people that really would suffer the most is the ones that don't have family members and people that's coming in on a regular checking on with them. Sometimes I could have 30 and 40 patients for my shift. And if 10 of y'all is ringing the bell at the same time, I can't get to all 10 of y'all, and it's just me. So I'll try to move as fast as I can. But a lot of times, unfortunately, somebody would be suffering unless they did have those family members that could be like, oh, just pass me this, or I'm going to help you with doing that, and, things of that nature. It ain't no joke.
it's not.
It's really not.
Josh wanted to let us know it too, that the family started an organization called Secure Our Seniors Safety to get more laws passed protecting the elderly. Yes, I did
Wow,
see that
thanks
in
for
I
telling
think at the
me.
end of
Yeah.
the documentary they showed that
Yeah.
I'm hoping that
That's
they,
very important.
now, even though I know this is Texas, but I hope that whatever laws that get passed can trickle across the
Yeah,
United
that's
States.
what I
Yeah,
said. We
that
need
should
them
be worldwide.
federal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be
It needs to be
worldwide.
every state. Absolutely.
Yes, and we definitely need on the federal level. I agree with Miss
Yeah.
Carrie. Yeah.
And then we always have worry about like the patients being mistreated, not being taken care of, this, that, and the third. We would never think somebody would go in to unalive one of our loved ones. That's like the worst.
For some jewelry, and then you just
Yeah,
hanging out in the clubs
That's like
like,
taking it to the extreme.
yeah,
yeah.
he had no soul at all.
I
Even
think
the
one
way
person
he was
was
just
like,
looking at them in the courtroom when they was talking,
He was
it was
dead. Like
blank.
he kept denying. You know, this is another thing we clearly see. And this, even when they talked to the girlfriend, he had mental health issues. This
Yeah,
guy
is
is
either a
not
psychopath
playing.
or a sociopath.
I
I'm
mean,
not sure which one.
yeah, all of it. Yeah, he's all of it. He's all of that. He's definitely have that. He was so out of touch. Like he was not saying, oh well, if you're a serial killer, you off anyway. But I'm saying this,
Right.
he was like dead. Like you could see it in his eyes.
Yeah, the eyes
yeah.
never lie. All of them have that same look in the eyes.
Yeah, most of them do. Yeah, and one thing I want to say about Josh or to Josh, when your coworkers, when you and your coworkers started to grab this guy when he was coming through, and then you said the very next day you went and got married. Congratulations on your marriage, on your wedding, and all that, and hope that's very successful because and Josh got choked up in that documentary too, and I because he said he felt he wish he could have done more to help
Yeah.
but I think he
Yeah,
did
because I
more than
think
what
he
the
wasn't
facility
allowed to
did.
speak on some of it.
Yeah,
He did more than
yeah,
that.
he definitely he did more than what the facility was doing
In a short amount of
so
time.
in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
You
like he
know,
put two and two together and was like, hold a minute, that's that. That's hold
yeah,
up.
he was
Yeah, something ain't
soulless, just
right.
like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, he was. Like, I
This,
agree.
they don't have a soul, they don't have a heart, they just existing and to do evil because you plotted and planned on all these people. And I think one person said for $5,000, I think they would have given him, I think they said 10, they would have given him something, not just to keep the mother alive. Like,
Right.
yes, sir.
Right,
Oh,
that
the
part.
jury. I mean, the jury probably, might not even been worth all that. I mean, even those people's wedding rings and stuff, but it probably wasn't like worth a
You
whole
know,
bunch of money to take
pawn
out
shop
somebody's life for, you know?
a pawn shop not gonna give you what it's worth. I think it's one
No,
person had a
exactly.
Rolex or something.
Exactly. You don't
But
get nowhere near what it's
he
worth.
was they said
No.
he was doing something with that too. Remember they were saying that he was pretending that he was coming on behalf of his client, so he would go to one pawn shop and get the value in someplace else and try to give. I said, even still, it's just not worth it. And they had
Right.
the ledger and the ledger of the receipts and him on videotape. I said, I just
He
don't
was
know
so
how
happy
it took
and
them
lucky
so
to
long to
do
put
it,
it all
do all
together.
this. And he was not going out of town. He was staying in the same
No, he
town.
was right
He
there.
didn't even leave. Like I would have went out of state or something, or not out of state, but because I think you can't do it out of state. We'll go to the pawn shop. but you didn't even go towns and cities over. You stayed local.
Right.
Just to go to a
Same
club.
ones.
Yeah,
And
that was what was more bugged out to me, is that he really felt that comfortable and secure and really didn't give a damn that he was staying in the same area and just coming back, because they said it stopped for a minute and then it was
That's how
like
they
boom,
caught
right
him.
back again. Yeah.
I wonder about these
That one
facilities
lady,
that are still.
he had just took her out and went to the pawn shop right after, and that's when they caught.
Yeah.
That's how they caught him.
Mhm.
And literally was going to the neighbors' houses. It was like he just was hanging around. Like, oh
Yeah, and
wow.
then following them in the Walmart. That was, and and we knew that Walmart got security. They got the
Yeah.
security in the parking lot. So
Mhm.
that was smart that they was able to go
Right.
to
They was
security, and
able to see that he left right
frame by
behind her.
frame. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they found receipts in his car. This dude was stupid, leaving all the
He
evidence in the car.
was. He was.
He
It
was just
wasn't even like he was smart.
Lady's
That's why I
house
was like, wow,
keys.
he got away that long.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I think again because they were older and they were just
Right. Yeah,
like
that was
he knew they
definitely
weren't
a
going to
big factor.
autopsy. He knew that they were going to write it off. He knew,
Mhm.
so if it wasn't for
Yeah. That's why he
Josh and
targeted
then the one
them.
guy that took the picture of the
Mhm.
plates and it was one
Mhm.
other person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And these facilities that are still standing now, even though some of them said in the end of the doc that they got new owners.
Mhm.
They don't know if I would want to put my mother or father in that
Yeah.
place.
Unless
They should
y'all
be shut
getting
down.
security and cameras and all of that kind of stuff, in my opinion, y'all could just go ahead and close it up. Y'all shouldn't have nobody in there.
Yeah,
Because
there was
how you
4
gonna feel
facilities.
safe? Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody still got their parents in these places, I don't know.
Godspeed.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'll be praying for them.
Yeah.
That we don't have these incidents again. But I would think that now that everybody knows now, especially because it's a doc.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing about it is that this was not a big story either.
No, that's what one lady said. She said, "Why
Right.
is it that we don't know this man's name in our mouth? Why we don't have to know this guy?" Oh, wait a minute. Josh said, "Thank you for the kind words. He was a monster. I wish we stopped him completely. I dealt with shame and guilt for a long time, but God has provided me with peace and joy. Oh, I'm nothing." Josh.
Now you have I get you gonna
Yeah.
feel things as a human,
Let's
but you have nothing to feel shame and guilt about at all.
Is that
No, you did your part. You really
Yes.
did your part.
God bless
And you kept going because a lot of people would have got discouraged and wouldn't have gone any
Yes.
further. But for you to physically stop him and to continue to do the things that you did, like it was needed and it was appreciated. So
Yeah, you did your part. You really did.
You did more than your part because
Absolutely.
you could have endangered your own self, your other co-workers. I mean, you didn't know if this man had a well, he had a gun, but he didn't put no, I think it was empty gun, but still you didn't know anything about what this man was capable of, and anything could have happened. No, I think you did more than enough. And you did it, whether you probably would have done it, Josh, even if you didn't work at this place, because you seem like you just that kind of person. That's what we saying. That if we see somebody mess with somebody, a child or elderly person who was vulnerable, we would have been we wouldn't have been standing by. We wouldn't have been standing by, even not doing anything. And thank God, thank God for that, but that whistleblower person, the lady who called the family member and say, "Hey, they got us read this script."
Right.
And she already knew that when the people called her, it sounded like a script too.
Yeah.
So Josh, you did more than enough. I mean, we thank you. We thank you. I mean, unfortunately, you couldn't. Well, no, you did save, even though you couldn't save those people's lives, but you saved other lives because by you taking him down, you was able to stop it.
Exactly. Yeah, because a lot of the children felt, like you said, guilty and was like, and then, the one lady that was writing all the letters and the emails and things like that and trying to put up stuff, she was like, I may not have been able to prevent my mom's, situation from happening, but at least I could have prevented anybody after her, like more people still happening because y'all not paying attention and y'all don't want to hear what we saying, like, oh goodness
Is that the
gracious.
same lady that truck? 'Cause one of them tried to go to like a news station, but the news station didn't want to
Yes,
have anything to do with it. I was
Yeah,
like,
yes.
what was up with that?
not even
What was
on
up with
the
that?
news.
It's like they
They
don't want no
should have went
parts
to
of
like
it.
a
I
CNN or
understand.
something. They should have went to like a big local, a big national thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah,
know, but I'm not even judging
I guess
nothing
she
that
figured it would
because
be
they
easier to
tried.
do it on
They
a
both
local
did what
level.
they could do
Yeah.
within their means.
Yeah.
They did everything they could within
Mhm.
their means, and
Absolutely.
um,
He was unstoppable for a moment. He had a
and I
good
think
Yeah.
run.
I think the DA did a good job. That guy who's the district attorney or whatever prosecutor. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
I think he did a good job, and I think that's why he felt bad that he couldn't charge all 22 of them. He said, "Look, we can only
Yeah.
get the two, and those are two."
Yes, he went for what he knew that he was gonna be able to get
Yeah,
him on, because they didn't want him to walk away. That would have been even worse. No, they didn't want him to be able to walk away
I was
completely. They
scared
didn't want
after
him
the
to be able to
after.
get out.
Yeah, I was scared after the
Mm.
first time when I was at one year, and I was like, "Come on!" So I was glad when they went back and it was able to get him on the two charges.
and,
Because
and why do y'all think that is? It's because it wasn't at the facilities; it was at these people's private homes. Because those two ladies didn't live in the facility; they had their
I
own
think
house.
so.
yeah, and I
Those are the
think
two
I
he
that
think
followed
so.
too.
around the Walmart, I think.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You
Mm.
can see that he
Well, one
actually
wasn't the one the
targeted.
client, I think.
Yeah, one was a
Yeah.
client,
Yeah,
Or they
one was
both
the
was Walmart.
client.
and the
Okay.
Chinese lady or the Asian lady was the one that he targeted at Walmart. Like
In
he
the
actually
Walmart,
targeted.
yeah.
I
He
felt
actually
bad for that
targeted them.
the Asian the son and the granddaughter because like the son you could clearly he don't speak English well.
Yeah,
He
he
Right.
he
He was
couldn't get his
sad.
words together. He said he was angry, but it's almost like he just numb. He didn't even know what to say, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
man, this gonna haunt them for the rest of their life because
Yeah.
they thinking that my look, like the one lady who did survive, she was like 90, I think. That one who lady
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
survived. She said, I've know that I'm prepared to die. They 89 years old. They
Right.
know they're going to go, but she said, but not that way. They just thought they
No.
die
Exactly.
peacefully in their sleep.
Exactly.
You
You
know,
live
not
to
that
that
way.
age, come on, and then somebody to come and do something like that. Like, losing somebody you love hurts regardless. You don't want to lose them, it's a part of life. But then to go that way, nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you always
They
want it
Yeah.
to
didn't
be
deserve that.
peaceful.
And I'm
Yeah.
glad the person in the prison took him out. I mean, I don't feel no. You see, the family members was happy too. They got street justice. Like
Yeah, and
one
I
lady
just
said,
hate
I
how
got street
how the
justice.
justice system. Yeah, street justice. I
Street
just hate how
justice
the
that she
system
didn't get
works
the
because if
death
you had
penalty for
11
that.
indictments, why couldn't we just give you? You already had 2. Why couldn't we for the other 11? We couldn't just give you 11 life sentences back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? And just
Right.
Yeah,
so that you
Right.
was never
Yeah,
gonna get
I feel
out.
like
But
they should have just been able to
it was.
pile it all on him. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
how
he
I
was
feel.
never
But
gonna
that's
get
not
out
how it
anyway. It
works.
doesn't. He still
Yeah.
was gonna die in prison one way or the other. But
Right.
they should have. But those charges, it would have made the family feel better if those
Right.
charges had been all on him. But to be dismissed, that's why they felt like they were dismissed. Their father was dismissed. Because that one man, it was one man that we know of. Because like I said, I think Tamika's right. There's others that we don't know. But that one man, Solomon
Yeah.
something, his name was. His daughter said, my dad just it was never no charges for her dad. Just it was, and that's the one that had all the blood was all on the walls. It was
Yeah.
come on now, you gonna go say that's not a murder? They talking about he had blood, he took blood
Yeah,
thinners.
that's
So his
crazy. Like,
blood come on, I don't believe that. I'm
Yeah, it
not a
was 2 that
doctor or
they
medical
said something
person, but I
about
don't
blood
believe
thinners.
that.
Because remember they said the lady in the house, like, oh, she must have got a nosebleed, and then she touched this and she went back this way because she was
No, but
having an
that one
aneurysm.
man
And
it
I
was
was
so
like,
much
that's a
blood.
whole
It was
lot. This is
that's not
not
no
doing too much.
nosebleed. No, ain't no
Mm.
nose bleeding like that. That was
That was too much blood. It was splatter and just like
yeah, because they were saying
piles
she was
and
having an
piles of
aneurysm.
blood.
I
It
was
was
like,
just,
you just don't even I'm no
it don't even
medical
sound.
professional, but I'm like, that's sounding very far-fetched.
yeah.
Sounding
And
very
all of the family, none
far-fetched.
of the family members bought that they died natural causes. Nobody believed it. Not one
No.
family member believed that. You know,
Because that
it
first
was
lady that
outrageous.
focused on the way her mom was lined up, and then he did that with a couple of them, lined them. I'm
And
like,
all of
what
them
are
will
the
end up being the
odds you're gonna
same
get?
way. They all
Yeah.
end up being, most of them, majority of all of them was the same
like
way,
a
laying
straight line.
in a straight line.
Yep. He
Because
laid them
one lady
straight.
said her salad was still there,
People don't
or
typically
her cup of tea was still there, her
Yep.
eyeglasses
Their
on the other side,
breakfast or
all
their
kinds of stuff that
lunch.
didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was a couple of them that said that they would be like when they found whatever food or dessert. One lady had yogurt, she had her pill right next to it, so you could see they was about to sit and do whatever when he decided to come in and be a freaking monster that he is. And it's like, nah, why would that still be sitting there? And they just, the glasses was bent this way and that way. Horrible.
Lens was over
Yeah.
here for one set of glasses. Like, how the lens get over there?
Right.
The glasses, like, stuff didn't match. It didn't match for them to just be, for them to pass away peacefully. Why are her glasses bent? Why is the lens over here? The glasses
Twisted
over
up.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it was just crazy.
Now, see, that's the true statement right here about these insurance policies. They probably do got insurance on each person, so the facility making money on these people probably dying too. So I don't know. I mean, just
they ain't never gonna take a loss. It's always gonna be a gain. That's why they didn't pay for security.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't have one security guard or something. I mean,
right.
I mean, at Josh's facility, he was a security, but I mean, some of them other ones had nothing.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
People was able to walk in. You and that could have just walked into a side door,
exactly.
a side window, anything, and they had nothing locked. Everything was just
right.
open.
Yeah, because even the facility that I worked out, even the facility that I worked out, it wasn't as high tech to me as this place. It's a nice place downtown Manhattan. But we definitely had security. You had that front desk where you had to sign in. It was cameras everywhere on all the floors. It was all the different apartments. And sometimes I was assigned to different apartments where, I would go to those apartments for the ones that may have needed help with taking their medicine or, bringing their groceries up and things of that nature. But other than that, they had their regular activities they did through the day. But if you came in there, you was gonna be signing in and you was gonna be on camera. Okay, we was gonna know your face and know what you saying you coming in here for.
Torian, right there, the real open door policy.
Yeah, absolutely. It was too
and that's the crazy part, because that one was it on the fourth floor where it was all those women that were friends, and after the one pass and y'all didn't have no security cameras, you didn't stop to think, like, let me just make sure you already had the theft and you're trying to say it's the paramedics.
Better safe than
even
sorry.
If it was the paramedics, like, where's the cameras?
Exactly.
After the phone, we would have made sure that they was working on that floor, but
they tried to blame it on the paramedics that they was
right. And it would make more sense to me, like, cover yourself. You don't want your facility to have a bad name, I would think, right? So let me go ahead.
Or a law.
Exactly. Sure people taking their mothers and fathers out of that place so fast, probably,
because your reputation.
Right. I don't even know if they still standing.
Reputation and word of mouth.
They need all of them be closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they need to shut that down. I believe they are open, but they need to be shut down for real.
I bet you if we Google those names, them places probably still open, So, well, before we get up out of here, I just definitely want to once again tell Josh, thank you on behalf of all of us, from everybody who is watching this documentary. We're going to remember you, because you did a wonderful job. You did what you could do. You're not the police. You're a citizen who just happened to been working at this place, and you was like, we're going to do something about this, So we thank you, and your other co-workers who helped you. We don't know their names, but we thank them too, because I like that video when they showed them all gang up on that guy. I said, yeah, get him.
Man, that's what.
Yeah. I mean, this is sad. I mean, I'm telling you, because
and luckily that they were all okay, because something could have happened to them.
something could have happened to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't even care about losing my dang old job. I'll get another job somewhere. I'll go work
Right.
for Walmart. I don't care. I'll
Absolutely.
go work somewhere else. That
Mhm.
I wouldn't care about losing my job. But
Yeah,
we're
in a
not about to let this.
situation like that, that's what you gotta do. I'm sorry. I remember a lady when I was working in the shelter attacked a little girl. Man, the way I threw that lady across the room, I got some hope strength out of nowhere, and I damn sure didn't give a damn. We wasn't supposed to be doing that, but I
Yeah.
didn't get in trouble for it. But I wouldn't have gave a damn if they would have said you fired, you gotta go. I said I'd have been like, okay,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
come up popping people damn kids out of nowhere. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, right,
Mm-mm.
right. You don't mess with the children, you don't mess with the elderly people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yes. God bless you. And yeah, and
Absolutely.
happy Father's Day to you if you're a father. Yeah. So
Yes.
um yeah, that this because this will affect everybody. I don't care what your race
Yeah.
is or where you live,
Absolutely.
what your financial status is, because everyone has a mama, everybody
That's
has a
right.
dad, a grandparent, and even if they're
Mhm.
not alive
Mhm.
anymore, but you got an aunt, an uncle, somebody
Mhm.
who's elderly. Everyone knows someone,
Yeah.
a neighbor, somebody who's elderly. So this touches everybody, in some
Yeah.
shape, form, or fashion.
Yes.
So so Josh, we decided to, I'm glad you found us, but we decided
Yes.
to speak on
Yes.
it. We
Yeah.
do like talking about documentaries from time to time, and this just caught our eye, and it hit home to us. So um yeah, it's deep. It's deep. Um
Mhm.
man, I'm glad he's not here no more. So we ain't even got to spend no taxpayer money feeding this clown,
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
glad he's gone. So it is what it is. Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
y'all. So what y'all got going on for the the day, tomorrow, the next couple of days? What's going on, Miss Carrie? What you got? Oh, wait a minute. What Josh says. Well,
Oh,
God bless y'all. Thank you again. You
oh,
welcome, Josh.
God
You
bless
You're
you.
welcome.
welcome.
You
You're
welcome. Mhm.
I got some reality TV. I did the Never Ever Met, and Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and those. I got to get my ultimatum to South Africa. It will be up sometime tonight, y'all. That's my last one. And then tomorrow, me and Inga and and Monique 69 Ways are doing Summer House Martha's Vineyard reunion. And keep your notifications on.
No. And Candy, what's going on with you?
So I do have a minding other folks' business posted that was dropped on Wednesday. I dropped our BET Plus presents The Deadly Getaway. Dropped that yesterday at 2. So please go check that out. And we did The Shy as well. I have we did what we did last night. Oh, Players Club last night. And
Oh, I
today
ain't
Inga
seen
and
that
I are
one.
doing
Mhm.
Love and Marriage Huntsville along with Monique 69 Ways at 8 o'clock tonight. So please keep your notifications on and tap in for that. Join us in the chat. And then I have my enough recorded, but I didn't want to post it because I was like, I'm like, you know what? Let me go and delete all this stuff. And I'm gonna post it. I'll probably do it tomorrow because in recent events with J Lo's ex, I was like, let me do enough because I know that's where she got her strength from to do that movie because she did a
Mhm.
damn good job. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'll post that tomorrow. My enough video.
Okay. All right, Tamika. I know you got a whole lot going on.
We about to be on at 6:05 all the way live for
Yeah.
110th Street Throwback Sunday movie.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I'll be with the ladies for the Shy, and Wednesday Sisters is back, so I'll be talking about that, child. What I missed.
Sisters don't never go off, do it. She like it stay
Oh,
on round and
listen.
round, round and round. As soon as it goes off and then it come right back, it's always on. It seems like it's on.
Give
Keep y'all
y'all like a 1 week break.
notifications on. Right, it's a
Y'all had a
little
what
break.
break this time?
You blink your eyes and it's back again.
Oh, okay. I gotta check out that Players Club. I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
we was up there
Okay.
too long last night. We was running our mouths about 2 hours. I was like,
Oh,
damn.
next weekend.
Oh yeah,
Look,
Saturday, yes, and Tori, and I'm gonna send you the link so you could join me. Y'all know I do my what you should be watching, and you know, telling y'all it's a lot of stuff coming out in June. We got to look forward to,
yes.
and
I
then
don't
it'll be
know how I'm
self-care
gonna
Saturday
schedule all
too.
these things.
Yeah, it's about to
It's
be
like,
busy, busy,
I got to pick
busy.
and choose. What am I going to actually review, and what am I going to just watch as entertainment? Because I can't review everything. So
Right? Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be
Yep.
a lot to choose from.
right.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Well,
glad school is out. Oof.
it's school done now for the kids, or
This week is her last week. I said I'll be on my grind when school is out so I can get these things done that I've been supposed to been doing because I could not with little girl, you know.
Because I know it's different every place with school. Some kids still
Yeah.
in school through some part of
Yeah,
June.
good old South. My kids will be in there for another month. Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. I think some people don't get out to almost close to Father's Day time, something like that. Yeah. So
If we go back in August, though.
Okay. Yeah. So some people start early August. Some people start at the beginning of August. Some start the end going into September. So it's different everywhere. Well, yeah, I got a triple header tonight. So at 6:05, I'm with Tamika and Moochie. We doing she said across 110th Street. Then at 8:05, I'm with Candy and Monique Johnson, 69 Ways, and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tomorrow, like Miss Kira said, I'm with her and Monique for the Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And then at 9:15, I'm hosting the ladies for the Shy. And then what else? I'm sure I'll be with Moochie this week with the Mayor Kingstown.
We got to do 4 episodes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cram in the rest of the couple episodes because we got a new season about to start. So we got
Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday.
Yes, we're gonna have to cram in on Wednesday. I'm gonna talk to Moochie. See, that's how we see that's what we're gonna do. And see, that's Wednesday. And then I don't know. I might try to drop something else like a pre-record something through the week. But then Saturday, June 1st, the whole month of June, I'm celebrating Tupac Shakur. His birthday is on Father's Day, which is June 16th. And all through the month, I'm gonna be dropping Tupac stuff, so movies or whatever. So so the first one is gonna be Juice on June 1st, Saturday, June 1st. So
yes, and join me.
Oh yeah.
Say that again.
And I was gonna say, join me and the ladies. I said yes, and join me and the ladies. Saturday, June 1st for my birthday for Saturday Sip with the ladies.
Yes. That's right. So it's like going on in June, and so I gotta I'm gonna do better. I haven't been great at making a schedule, and I've just been all over the place. But I'm gonna try to, at least for June, I'm gonna try to be more, more organized. So because there's gonna be a lot of things going on. So we will be running around these YouTube streets, and I'm gonna try my very best to stay out of trouble. Because the YouTube people watching me and Moochie. so we got to try our best to, stay out of trouble. So but that's it, y'all. I think we are sick and tired of talking about that bozo. We glad he's gone. We don't want to talk about him no more. So that's why I had to get him off the screen. I got tired looking at his face. So, but it was a good documentary, but a sad situation. So, but I had a good time talking about it. And we thank Josh one more time for chiming in and give us some information. So we will definitely see y'all. I'll see you back in about another 30 minutes, 30, 35, 40 minutes, whatever it is. And so we'll be around all evening. What we got going on here? Wait a minute.
Question: where can I find the 110th Street? Where is that movie located? Where did you watch it?
I have on DVD, but what I'm saying, it's on Tamika. Where streaming it was on? What streaming platform was on?
I'll Google it. I'll look at it. I thought you
she might have stepped
to look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to try to share it.
Yeah.
Even when you feel low, you can
All
still
right,
go.
y'all.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no
all
hope,
right,
you can
y'all.
still go.
And make sure everybody do the same. Subscribe, like, share. Thank y'all for coming through. We love y'all. Until next